When I woke up in that hospital bed, the first thing I saw was a stranger's face crying over me. And the first thing I said? "Where's my husband? What have you done to him?" They told me my name was Noah Gray, 29, an architect. I lived in Manhattan. But none of that mattered because in my mind, I was still married to Evan, my childhood best friend. So when the man sitting beside me, Cameron Wolfe, billionaire tech mogul, and apparently my fiancé, told me I had never married Evan, that we'd been engaged for 2 years, and that Evan had moved to Oregon 5 years ago, I did what any heartbroken man with amnesia might do. I accused him of breaking up my marriage and called him a homewrecker. He didn't flinch, just sat there, silent, wet-eyed, then whispered, "Noah, you were going to marry me." 3 months earlier, I'd been hit by a cab while crossing Park Avenue, rushing in the rain to make it to Cameron's big product launch. According to the doctors, the trauma caused retrograde amnesia, erasing the last 6 years of my life. So while Cameron told me about our brownstone in Chelsea, our 2 cats, and our plans for a vineyard wedding in Napa, I only remembered Evan's freckled face, high school prom, and our teenage promise rings. Everything Cameron said felt like a cruel lie. I didn't understand why this perfect man with salt and pepper temples, Italian suits, and warm hands was calling me babe and looking at me like I was his whole world. I didn't understand why he knew my coffee order, my favorite dumb TV show, or the way I hummed in the shower. But he did. And worst of, Ali started to wish I could remember why I ever loved him. Cameron never pushed. He moved back into the guest room. Let me wander our home like a museum. He'd offer stories, quiet, patient ones, like the time we got stuck in a Paris elevator, or how I broke his $40,000 espresso machine because I wanted to clean it myself. I didn't remember, but I laughed anyway. Then one night, I found an old journal in my drawer. My handwriting, page after page about Cameron. Cam made risotto again. It was trash. I told him so. He kissed me anyway. Or called Mom. She asked when we're giving her grandkids. Cam laughed, panicked. Then he held my hand. And then one that gutted me. I think he's it. I closed the book. My hands were shaking. For the first time in weeks, I looked at Cameron and didn't see a stranger. I saw a ghost of the man I might have loved. But trauma doesn't work like a switch. There were still nights I cried in the bathroom, clutching photos of Evan. Still days I couldn't bear to be touched. Still mornings when I woke up screaming Cameron's name but not knowing if it was in fear or love. Cameron bore it all. Until one night he snapped. "You keep looking at me like I broke something," he said, standing in our kitchen, fists clenched. But I was the one who almost died that day. Not physically, Noah. Emotionally. "You don't remember me. Fine. But stop acting like I hurt you." It was the first time his voice cracked. The first time he looked tired.
"Come," he whispered.
"I'm trying, I swear. But I feel like I'm cheating on someone I still love." His face crumbled. "And I feel like I'm losing someone I already had." I asked him for space. He moved into a hotel. For 2 weeks, I tried to live as someone else. The version of me from 6 years ago. I called Evan. He answered. Friendly. Married. A kid on the way. I hung up. Cried for what might have been. But then, I looked around my empty apartment.
No Cameron.
No late-night hum duets in the kitchen. No snoring on the couch during documentaries.
No warmth.
That's when it hit me. I'd been grieving a ghost. And in the process, I'd been killing the man who was real, present, and still choosing me over and over. I found Cameron at the hotel bar. He looked up, shocked. "Noah." "I went to the bookstore," I said, voice shaking. "That one in the village where we used to get cinnamon coffee and argue about fantasy novels." I didn't remember it, but when I walked in, felt like home. He said nothing. "I don't remember everything, Cam. I might never. But I don't want to keep losing you just because I lost me." He stood, hesitated. Then I stepped forward and kissed him. Not out of memory, out of instinct. And it felt like the first day of something I didn't need to remember to know was right. We didn't rush back into things. Therapy, dates, little baby steps. He taught me how to dance again in our kitchen barefoot. I surprised him by making his favorite eggs Benedict with extra lemon in the hollandaise. Like he likes it. We visited old places, took new pictures, made fresh memories. One day, I found the wedding ring he'd hidden in the closet. I slipped it on without a word. When he saw, he cried. "I love you," I said softly. "Do you remember?" I smiled. "Not yet, but I'm remembering how to love you. That's enough, right?" And he held me like I was the most fragile and precious thing in the world. Because maybe I was. But I was his, and I chose him. Again. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with the latest videos.